Can we scratch that?
Yeah, Kelly?
Can we scratch that question?
What do you mean
that
scratch it?
That wasn't on like the list of questions that you guys sent.
Well, it's about voting ID laws.
But you're asking me if an illegal alien should have the right to vote?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we just move on?
Yeah, I don't really want to answer that question.
You don't want to answer that? Mm-mm. And why not?
Damn, Jesse Lee Peterson did not hold back when he made this black queen, you know, a great example of black excellence, literally like evacuate the premises, okay, with just a very simple question about whether or not illegal aliens should have the right to vote. Really, bitch? That's what you're gonna freaking go ditch out on the rest of the debate about? Wow.
Talk about the voter ID laws.
Yes.
And we heard a lot about it in this last election.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the voter ID laws? Is there a problem with them?
Oh, absolutely. It's abysmal.
I'm sorry, I'm already like tuning it out because voter ID is so like 2016, like, oh my gosh, 2020 election. I'm bored. Obviously, illegal aliens shouldn't even vote. Heck, I shouldn't even vote. Women should not even be able to vote. That's besides the point. All I can focus on is how she just looks like a big round, like she kind of looks like the blueberry from, what is it? Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, like the girl she like blows up. But we can't even see all of her black excellence because she, and I think strategically, if she's even that smart, which probably not, but she's like, let me wear a really dark color and make it a cape so no one can actually see my actual figure. And by figure, she means like big circular goblin. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about because apparently, as the haters on Twitter like to call me, I'm a hateful ass bitch. And they actually say I'm jealous a lot of the time. So maybe that's why I'm commenting because I am so jealous, green with envy. Sue me.
It's abysmal. And it's amazing to me that to have come so far, to be very quickly headed back to where we came from. Why
is she talking so
terrifying.
slow? It's like my 80.
When you say headed back,
Come on, let's go.
So, you know, I mean, you know, to go from, you know, the Voting Rights Act in the 60s. You know, I have a sister. My older sister was born around that time. She'd hate me if I exposed her real age, but she was born around that time, long enough to, you know, around then to tell me, you know, what it was like to grow up when legislation like that was implemented. My parents, the same thing, to now think that in my lifetime, you know, we're still fighting some of those same battles. You know, I think that it...
Literally, no, you're not. No, you're not. Black people are calling the shots. Black people get to demand so much from the evil white man, the evil white oppressors, and it's never enough. No matter how many handouts we give, no matter how many special programs to help boost black people up, black Americans up, because somehow slavery is still affecting them to these days, even though no one alive today were actual slaves and no white people alive today were actually slave owners. That's besides the point. They're an ungrateful, entitled group of people that will never be satisfied. So screw them.
Cowardly for you know, Republican state houses and all of them, all state houses who have enacted voter ID laws since 2014 have been all Republican state houses.
Right.
And I think that it's cowardly for them to preach on one hand and feel so confident that their message resonates with Black and brown communities, with marginalized communities, and then enact legislation that further suppresses their ability to align with the people who they say that they feel so confident in aligning with. I think that anytime you limit access and equity...
It's like, bitch, can you even spell confident without Google Translate or Google Translator? Now who's the dumb bitch? Wow, self-own. I'm just gonna... That was a terrible execution on my part. I'm going to take the L and pretend it didn't happen.
Particularly in the United States of America, I think you've got to have, you know, a moral conversation with yourself.
I'm sorry, but I have to speed it to 1.25 because I think that will still be too slow for me, but I can't sit through this. It's literal torture. Yes, I'm being dramatic. I don't care. It's my channel. Whatever. By the way, while you're at it, while you're at thinking about my channel, subscribe, posting a new video every single day, like today's video, comment, I don't know, go off Black Queen, Shaniqua, Laquifa, Taniqua, whatever quas, and we'll get back to it. Faster.
If I'm thinking about this correctly, voter ID laws mean that you have to show an ID in order to vote, right?
Yes.
I don't understand what's the problem with that. What's wrong with because we have so many illegals here now, we have people coming into the country.
Oh no, let me give the black liberal take on this. Black people are too stupid to obtain IDs. So screw your voter IDs. Let anyone vote, illegal aliens vote. Heck, even let the retarded women vote. Why not? Did I do it right? Guys, chat, did I do it well? I don't know. You tell me.
We're not citizens. What's wrong?
I'll let you guys judge that.
And especially with black people, what's the problem with showing an ID in order to vote? How is that hurting them?
So I don't have an issue with needing to verify your identification, but I would just like it to be consistent across the board. Meaning, you know, there are certain states, I believe North Carolina was one of them, where at Texas, Louisiana, I can continue going on, where they have enacted laws where only certain specific pieces of identification are allowed and will be, you know, verified. So a state issue ID will not be, but a passport will be. A student ID card from the university that you attend will not be.
She's still talking slow. I have it sped up. What the heck?
To get a state
How do I have this sped up 1.25 speed and she's still talking too slow for me? Listen, I'm not going to put it at 1.5 speed, but if this was just me by myself, myself, and I watching this, which would never freaking happen. I have way better things to do. Like, I don't know, doing dishes or making my husband a sandwich. Duh. It would be at 1.5, but because I realize that most people don't want to listen to things that fast, I shall, you know, I will compromise. And you know what? That's why they do call me the Mother Teresa of her time after all. I'm just the gift that keeps on giving. What can I say?
Issued ID?
It is not, it is, I mean, I think difficult, you have to get into a gray area, right? Like difficult.
Why is that?
Is it easily accessed? Probably not as simple. I know what it's like to be a person who owns her own business and has to go to the DMV in Los Angeles. And I know I don't go to the DMV, I know I go to AAA.
Right, I go there too.
You know,
AAA.
and you go to AAA for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Because the DMV
You have to go to the DMV once. Oh my gosh, I hate doing that stuff too, bitch. I do, but I still have an ID because you just gotta do it. Okay, you have to do it. Okay. I know you're probably too busy like stealing TVs because you're hungry, because that's what, you know, black
in some of those social services, you know, it's difficult for us to get the kind of service that we need that falls in line with the things that we have to do during the day. What my point about voter ID, what makes it so abysmal is that it's like playing a game.
Wait, what are black people doing during the day that makes them unable to obtain voter IDs that white people are not doing? What are they doing? Chat, guys, commenters, please fill the comments sections below, or the comment section, only one bitch, below, with what black people could possibly be so busy every single day of their entire lives that prevents them from getting an ID like the rest of us. Please enlighten me.
With equity and access to our rights. Voting is a right. So to create all of these different, you know,
you shouldn't have that right.
When addresses and identity can be easily verified, to me is just silly.
I've noticed, and I don't know if you're a Democrat or Republican, I have to assume a Democrat since you're a liberal, right? You tend to vote Democrat. I noticed that it's the Democrats who are always complaining about the ID, voting ID issue. And yeah, it's the Democrats' ID laws, but it's the Democrats who tend to get caught voting 2 and 3 times in different states, or voting for dead people, or voting for, voting for crazy folks.
But I've never heard of those cases.
Yeah,
Really?
Ohio, I believe, one state that found a woman, or caught some woman, black woman, who had voted like 2 or 3 different times in different states.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I don't know. I haven't heard about that, but the last couple cases of voter fraud that I did hear about that had to do with IDs and being registered in multiple cases.
You know what I love? It's like black people, you know, they're way too busy to actually go to the DMV like the rest of us and be burdened with getting an ID, but they're not too busy to vote 3 or 4 times. Wow. Weird.
Were from 4 people within Trump's cabinet. So I haven't heard about any Democrats.
Yeah. Do you,
I'm sure.
You personally believe that a person should have to show an ID in order to vote, or should they be able to just walk in there and vote?
I think that people, that you should have to verify your identity.
And how would you do that?
I think that's a tough question, because different states have different requirements for identification that they accept.
Oh yeah, I bet. Keep itching that fat, sweaty black queen armpit. Yeah, please. I love seeing you sweat. I know you're nervous, and she's about to walk off because she can't answer such a simple question. Gosh, imagine having to like try to back up your point of view when your point of view is literally retarded. That's a tough job. Honestly, go off, Black Queen. This is Black excellence once again.
I just don't think that government
Round of
IDs should
applause.
be, told. I don't know. I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah,
Really?
relax. Want some water? Yeah,
Thank you.
That's one beauty of
I don't think. Okay, here we go. I don't think that government IDs should be disqualified. I don't think that we should try to find alternative forms of identification when we have some already that are in place.
Yeah.
And furthermore,
Like what?
I don't think that there should be any changes to voter identification and the system thereof, because if you look at the numbers and the statistics and the occasions,
Yeah.
where there have been voter fraud or voter issues, it has not been because people walked up and tried to vote illegally. In fact, I think there were 2 cases during the campaign cycle in Texas, both of registered Republicans who did go in person and got arrested for trying to vote twice. So, yeah.
There is,
Good.
one
They
thing that I
should,
think is
to make up for
is
it.
a negative image of Black Americans.
Like, honestly, Republicans should. Like, payback's a bitch. If the left doesn't want to play by the same rule book, why should we? Do we want to let them continue to trample on us like the fat retards that they are? I don't think so.
And I hear it in the media a lot, especially during voting season. They say that Black people should not have to show an ID in order to vote. And
Yeah.
they say, well, because some Blacks, they can't get down to the DMV or they can't do this or that. And it makes Black people seem dumb and kind of lazy and out of it to take away that responsibility. And I don't like that because, Blacks are smart. They can take care of business. In Georgia,
This is where I'll disagree with Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm just kidding.
Obviously, everyone are individuals, and there's statistics that say some things I'm not going to talk about because we're here on YouTube, and I don't know what I can and cannot say. So I want to stay on this platform, so I'm going to shut my orange mouth.
they would even, I believe it's Georgia, they would even go to your house and register you for an ID. What do you think about that image that they put out there about Blacks when it comes to voting? The ID, voting ID, voters ID.
Right.
Right.
Well, firstly, I want to be very careful when talking about issues of
Please.
equity and access that we don't attribute false narratives to that. I think.
Oh, thank you. I was so worried that you were. Oh my gosh. I was going to be like one of those white liberals that gets offended on behalf of the Blacks. Yeah. Yeah. You can never catch me doing that unless I'm completely joking. And if I'm doing that seriously, just unalive me there. That's the term we can use on YouTube, right? Unalive and grape. Don't grape, just unalive. I'm going to get back to this.
That is it true that marginalized and disenfranchised communities have difficulty adjusting their already tight schedules with all of their responsibilities to add another thing to their day to go?
I'm sorry. I know I keep cutting it off, but do you notice how she doesn't just say Black people struggle to do these things and get these things done? She says the marginalized communities. So she's already saying, oh, they're victims, which is why they can't do that. So this is where leftists are so genius and strategic when it comes to language. They purposefully don't just say Black Americans, right? They say pretty much the victim class, and this is why they can't do these things. It's genius.
Go and wait in line at a social service
So hard.
But
place
in
like the
this case,
DMV.
some cases they'll come to you.
If they can come to them, I think that that's a great thing. But I think that we need to be careful in attributing things. Like I don't. When I hear narratives like you said, I don't attribute those to what I know to be Black America. That's not a Black America.
You
that I
hear
know.
the NAACP and others talking about Black folks and that we shouldn't have to require them to go out and get an ID in order to vote. And so in some states they made it easier so that the folks can go to you and register you to get an ID, and yet they didn't seem to like that. Are you embarrassed that Blacks are presented in that way?
I'm not
as though they
embarrassed
got a
because
problem?
I'm not embarrassed by that. I think do I reject narratives that I feel like do not accurately depict my people? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, screw your depiction, okay? Because your depiction is actually inaccurate, bitch. Okay, listen. That's how it's portrayed. I don't care about your intentions or what you think is happening or blah, blah, blah. When you say that Black people are unable to go to the DMV like every other person in America, you're saying that they're too stupid and lazy and don't give a crap about the justice system and to actually hold any of their own weight. Besides, if they want to eat their weight and be a large, extra large queen like her, that's actually what it says. No one cares about what you think. Well, I guess I do, but just because I like to make fun of you. That's what we do here. All right, guys, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Watch her just retreat like the large Black queen that she is, as if she was on her way to go Steal some groceries and TV screens, if you know what I mean.
I do reject those narratives. But
No, go ahead.
But I don't, I think that when I hear the NAACP coming out and talking against people having to go get an additional ID, what I think they're specifically talking about are signing up for an actual ID card that is just for voting that they've created in some of these states as, again, another check, or a failed check to verify people's identity. And if you don't sign up in time before the election to get this specific voter card, then you're unable to vote. And that's what I was saying, where I feel like if you already have government issued ID, that should be just as fine to verify who you are instead of having to go a third or fourth step.
Are you a Christian?
I am.
You're a Christian. Do you think illegal aliens in this country should have the right or be able to vote?
I think if they are contributing tax-paying citizens, I think that they should have an opportunity to participate in civic life and be civically engaged. I think that there should be a pathway to, of course, the nuances of all that you have to kind of work out. But I do think that any contributing member of a society should have the opportunity to participate.
They are criminals because they intentionally, illegally crossed our border. They broke our laws. No, they should not have any rights. They should not have any voting rights. Like, they can now decide our elections. Hell no. They need to get deported at best. They should be thankful that all they get is a deportation, if you ask me.
Participate in such society.
And so if I'm hearing you correctly, you believe that an illegal alien who is a non-citizen, and they broke the law to get here, they should have the right to vote. Are you saying that, just to be clear?
I'm saying I think that, firstly, I'd like to scratch that question. Like, I'm not really comfortable with that question, but
why not?
Just to understand what you're asking for. Is that something we can do? Can we scratch that?
Yeah, Kelly?
Can we scratch that question?
What do you mean scratch it?
That wasn't on like the list of questions that you guys sent.
It's about voting ID laws.
But you're asking me if an illegal alien.
This bitch literally knew she was signing up to debate voter ID, and she didn't even think to prepare to answer the question about if illegal aliens should be able to vote. Wow. Black excellence on display. On display.
Have
Amazing.
the right to vote?
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we just move on?
Yeah, I don't really want to answer that question.
You don't want to answer that? Mm-mm. Then why not?
I mean,
Give a justification if you'd like to move on to the next question. I mean, when Kelly and I went over before this kind of...
Is that a bad question?
it's not a bad question, but
Yeah.
I think it's complicated, and I think that, I mean,
See why we can't just move on to the next question.
can we just move on to the next question? Is that possible?
Okay, you don't have to answer. You want? You definitely.
Okay.
Let's see. I just lost my stuff here. I hit the wrong. So you don't want to answer that, huh?
Well, because here's the thing, right? Like, I obviously believe in a pathway to citizenship. I think that
right, and I understand it's a different question. I understand that.
I think
about
the way that you're
citizenship.
asking the question, though, is what frames
way.
frames it odd for me. Do I believe an illegal alien should have the right to vote?
Right.
Not while they're an illegal alien, but I think that.
Actually, you answered the question already.
So.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think that contributing members of society should find a way to participate in civic life. One of the things that I talk about all the time is that civic engagement. Being civically engaged does not mean that you just participate at the voting box, in the ballot box. And I think that there's opportunities for those who are.
Oh, she is stumbling over her own words because she knows how stupid she sounds. She is. I started to feel bad for her, and then I remembered that no, I don't, because these people are literally destroying our amazing nation from within. So screw them all. Comment down below if you agree.
Undocumented in our community to participate and be civically engaged and be counted while they are on their pathway to citizenship, where they can, legally participate at the ballot box.
Okay, I do want to say.
All right, enough of this bitch spewing nonsense, unable to speak. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That was fun. That was a good one, huh? I love Black excellence. And by the way, if you made it to the end of the video, comment an orange heart. I greatly appreciate it. You watching the whole video helps boost it in the algorithm. That's how these things work. So I really do appreciate it, guys. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Bye.